welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Claudia Rose Long, and if you're not new here and you've been watching my videos, then thank you for coming back. Yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I did like a poll and I asked if you'd rather see a Zara haul or a wedding Q&A, and the wedding Q&A won. So yeah, you sent in some questions and I just said I'd answer them. I know even ever before I got engaged, ever before I even met Sean, I was obsessed with weddings. I've been singing at weddings since I'm gonna say since I was 15. Yeah, I used to sing at like ceremonies and stuff, so I feel like I've been surrounded by weddings my whole life. So maybe that's why I was like so obsessed with weddings ever before I got engaged. And for me, like, it wasn't that I had my wedding planned, it was that I always knew what music I wanted. So yeah, I feel like I just, like, even if you're not engaged or you're not with anyone or whatever, I feel like it's just something I would have enjoyed watching anyway. So yeah, let's get into the questions. It's really warm as well, and I feel like I'm out of breath from running up and down the stairs. Let's take a deep breath. Yeah, I tried to make it cozy and like just come into the bedroom, and I like lit a candle that's never here. I just wanted it to look cool for YouTube. But yeah, get cozy, grab a cup of tea, and let's get into the questions. Right, so you actually did go quite crazy with the questions. Quite crazy. Whoa, that's a tongue tie thing. What's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to say it anyways. And that's hard to say. Quite crazy with the questions. So right, we'll start with number one, and it is, what are you most looking forward to? I think that's a tough one, because everything, I'm just excited. I'm really excited for it. I suppose the main thing is walking down the aisle, and I feel like a lot of girls would say this, or maybe not. To be fair, I know some people who are like, it's actually my worst nightmare, but for me, I'm like excited for it. I can't wait to like have my dad by my side and like see all like my family and Sean's family and our friends like smiling. And just to see Sean at the end of the aisle, I think it's going to be like really special. I'm getting sad. I cry whenever I talk about the wedding. Like, honestly, ask anyone, like, well, like my family will know, Sean will tell you, like, when we really talk about the wedding, I get emotional. Like, when I got engaged, honestly, if someone even gave me a hug, I was crying. I was just so happy, and I still am so happy. So yeah, I feel like walking down the aisle is definitely something I can't wait for. I can't wait for the first dance. I wanted to have our first dance to Nasty Girl, Biggie Smalls, because we used to play that in the car when we lived in Cork, and I love it, and he is just having none of it. So yeah, I'm excited for it all. But I think walking down the aisle is definitely going to be special. We have, how did you decide on your venue, theme? Where did you get your inspo from? Being honest, the venue was a tough one. We looked at a lot of venues in Majorca. And we had one venue that we always had our hearts set on ever before we got engaged. I used to always say, that's where I want to get married. And when it came to it and we started looking at venues, being honest, it was just crazy expensive. If we went with it, I feel like I would have just been sad thinking of how much we paid for like the venue and nothing else. I feel like before I ever got engaged, I was like, I want this and I want that, and I think you just think over the top, and then when it comes to it, you start thinking about like what you really want and what you want to be the main focus. And I feel like that's what a lot of people can get confused with weddings, is that like they try to go over the top with everything, and that's okay too. Like, that's what I thought I would be like, but when I really thought about it, I was like, right, I want things to stand out. Like, you want your dress to stand out, you want, for me, I want my music to stand out. You just want certain things that people can remember and not be like overwhelmed with stuff. So there was like a place called San Maroig, I'm probably saying that wrong, which was just breathtaking, but then you couldn't have live music, and that obviously is super important to me. And then COVID hit, and I feel like we couldn't get to Majorca, and I felt like it was like a sign that I wasn't meant to get married there. So we went with Marbella. Yes, the venue, I haven't seen it in person. I saw one person get married there and it was on a YouTube video, and I was like, that's the one. And Sean thought the same. Yes, it's you have to do everything to it. You have to bring furniture in, but I am so excited to do all that part. I think I'm like, that's what I'm looking forward to, is like planning it, looking at furniture, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's how we chose the venue. I think we just like went on YouTube and looked at any wedding we could find in any venue we could find in the places we wanted to get married, and then just saw that and we were like, that's the one. Pinterest is your best friend, and I know it's probably like an obvious answer, but Pinterest really can narrow down your style. And Instagram, I followed loads of wedding planners in the area. I followed loads of like brides and just kept tagging, looking up the location and seeing who had weddings there. I think I got my like ideas from there. Do you have your entertainment picked? Yes. So we were engaged on the 27th of December, and on the 30th I had written to the band. For me, I felt like, and I don't think this is how you should plan your wedding, but I felt like there was a lot of pressure when it came to music because of me obviously performing at so many weddings, and I felt like people would have expected maybe something a bit different, or yeah, it's super important to me, and I feel like the music kind of tells the story of the wedding, as cheesy as that sounds. So I emailed the band. He called me straight away. We had a really good chat. I had the band booked within a week. Didn't have a venue, didn't have a date. It was a provisional date, and yeah, I just told them, wherever it is, we want you guys. There's obviously other entertainment as well, but I have a few surprises that I want to keep in store for like the guests. But the band was the main thing for us. Did you have a feeling Sean was going to propose, or was it a complete surprise? There was a lot of these questions, and I'm like, was everyone else surprised? Did no one think he wanted to marry me? It was a surprise. I won't, obviously, like, I think any couple who's been together for a while talks about getting married and talks about that day. Weird, because obviously he knew it's what I wanted. I knew he wanted to, like, I knew there was no question there, so I knew he was gonna do it eventually. Did I think it was going to be then? No. We went to Dubai, and if anyone knows, you like, Dubai is like, first of all, a lot of people get engaged in Dubai because it's so beautiful, and second of all, a lot of people get rings made there, and the type of ring I wanted, Sean had never seen, and I had never seen in the jewelers. We went to the jewelers just to have a look, not at rings, there's like loads of jewelers, so I went looking for like gold bracelets and necklaces and stuff. I was like peeking in, I was like, no, I don't see it, and then I saw it and it was huge, but it was the shape, which was an oval with no halo, and that was it. We didn't speak anymore on it, but I remember then being like, is he going to do it in Dubai? The whole holiday I feel like I was like, in my head I knew he wouldn't. There was still a slight part of me that was like, oh my god, is he going to? But he didn't. And I'm happy he didn't, because the way he did it was like so special. I thought maybe another year down the line, so I never expected it. I mean, he sat me down at one point, I'm going to say about 2 to 3 months beforehand, and was like, you need to stop talking about weddings because it's like getting out of hand. And he was like, don't force it. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I'd never even asked him, when is it going to happen, how long more. I've never done that because I just didn't want to ruin that for me. But it was because I was always talking about music and weddings and this and that he was like, obviously thinking maybe that I knew that he was planning, but I had no clue. You'll never react how you think you're going to react because you're not expecting it. So yeah, it was a complete surprise. Is Sean getting involved in the wedding planning, and if so, is he enjoying it? Yeah, he actually is, but I feel like that's because of lockdown. I think if we weren't in lockdown, we wouldn't have gotten into planning as soon as we did. But what else were we to do? So I think he just got enjoyment out of looking at things and getting ideas, enjoying like the smaller parts to it. Someone said the most stressful part of planning. I feel like for me, I'm not stressed. So we got engaged in 2019, COVID came in 2020, and I feel like I couldn't have planned anyways. It was too far off. I didn't get to look at venues. I didn't get to meet with my wedding planner. That's why it's not really stressful, because I have a wedding planner, because obviously it's in Spain and I don't speak Spanish. So I wouldn't say it's I'm having a stressful time yet. But I think for me it's the constant emailing. I hate phone calls, but I would much rather be meeting someone face to face, and I find you can say things better. Like, I'll have lots of questions, but they kind of get lost in emails. So I feel like even when we book things, I'm like, oh, maybe I need to like check on that again. So I just can't wait till I can get over there and finally meet the wedding planner in person, sit down. Like, we're going to make like a portfolio that everything is added into it. I think that's just been the hardest part. I would say you actually won't get stressed though. Anyone who's like newly engaged or is just thinking down the line, I don't think you'll get stressed at this point. Come back to me maybe around Christmas time and I could be stressed then, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not finding it stressful. I just think the fact that it's abroad is a bit hard at the moment. If we weren't going through what we're going through, I don't think it would be as hard. See, I'm not stressed yet, but that is kind of a downer that I can't really express what I want properly. It's all through email. Someone said, if you did get married in Cork, where would you have had the afters? I always said I would have liked Castlemartyr Resort. It's so beautiful. For anyone who doesn't know, or anyone who might be looking at venues, it is just stunning. The grounds are amazing. Yeah, gorgeous. It's quite small though, and if we were getting married in Ireland, I feel like our numbers would be huge. So I don't know if that would have fit our numbers. I think I would have probably looked at, I mean, the Maryborough is gorgeous. Rochester. There's so many beautiful places in Cork. Adair Manor or Powers Court are two absolutely stunning venues in Ireland that I personally love. So I probably would have looked into those as well. I think I would have just had fun, because in Ireland I feel like you can get there easier, you can look at venues. So I feel like that would have been really fun. But those are probably my top two that I would have looked at, as Adair Manor or Powers Court, just because they're so beautiful. And someone said, was it hard to find the dress, or did you know exactly what you wanted? I don't have my dress. I haven't looked, haven't tried on any. Yeah, it's that's one thing I'm a little bit sad about. I booked my first bridal appointment for March coming, and in London, and the video, so can you be quiet? What? I'm doing that video, so can you be quiet? Yeah. Thanks. I booked my wedding appointments for March in London, and obviously I would have had loved to have had like bridesmaids family there, but even at that I knew I wouldn't be allowed to, because obviously restrictions. So they told me I could have one person there, so I was bringing my mum. And obviously we've gone into another lockdown now and the shops have closed, so I don't know where I stand, which is quite sad. Yeah, I just feel like the whole bridal dress appointment thing has kind of been tarnished a little bit. Yeah, just I wanted to go to Cork first, go with all my bridesmaids family, and just like have a really nice day of trying on dresses, because there's some beautiful like bridal stores there. So that's obviously not going to happen now. Yeah, so I haven't gotten to look for the dress yet. I am having my first virtual appointment tonight with an Australian brand, which is quite a risk because you can't try their dresses on. But I'm intrigued to see what it's like. So I suppose it is going to be exciting. I don't want to be too down about it, because I could have them there, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like I know what kind of a dress I want, I think. Actually, no, I'm lying, because if you asked me 2 years ago, I would have said princess. I just want to look like, you know, there's this wedding that I always watch, Jared and, oh crap, what's her name? And Ashley Lacanetti, I'm saying that wrong. They're from The Bachelor, and their wedding was just so beautiful, and her dress is like what I always said I would have loved. Or like the Bride Wars. I feel like any girl who's watched Bride Wars probably wants the Vera Wang dress that Kate Hudson wears. So that's what I would have said I wanted, and then when it came to looking, I feel like I'm going for the total opposite. I do know I want lace, 3D, like embroidery. I want it to match the Spanish feeling. So yeah, I don't really know what else I want. But I feel like you'll go in with an idea and come out with something else. Show a close-up of your beaut ring. And did you pick it or did Sean pick it himself? Thank you. So, I mean, is this focusing? I don't know if it's gonna focus. Can we see? Look, it's too big for me still. It's just plain platinum band on the back. Yeah, it's still too big. Yeah, we were trying to get it sized and then COVID happened. COVID just ruined everything of my engagement. No. Yeah, we were supposed to get it sized and COVID happened, so you have to send your ring away because it wasn't made in the UK, it was made in Dubai. UK jewelers won't touch it in case, basically the band is really tiny, because I wanted a really skinny band, so to resize it, it could get damaged quite easily. So it has to be sent back to the guys who made it in Dubai. But yeah, I do love it. I always knew what ring I wanted. I said I wanted an oval, no halo, high rise. Yeah, I love them. I've always loved them. So I sent him a picture, I'm going to say literally like 3 years ago. I was like, you save that. You save that for when you feel like you want a wifey. Yeah, and he did. He actually did. And I feel like I remember seeing on his saved pictures, like after we got engaged, like he had saved a video from a jeweler's of the ring. So he knew what I wanted. Never in a million years I think it would be like this. He like got little things put into it that I never even thought of. He put a hidden halo in. I don't know what this is called, but it reminds me of the Eiffel Tower. I don't know if you can see. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but yeah, it's just, I love it. So Sean picked it. He designed it from scratch through text. Luckily our friends were going to Dubai in the November, I think, and they knew all about it. They were picking the ring up. They brought it over to him. It was just so cute the way it was all done. I just feel emotional when I think of like all the thought that went into it. I am getting it changed. I say I love it and then I'm saying getting it changed. I'm getting it changed to gold, which I know a lot of people probably don't do it. I wear all gold jewellery, like everything is gold, and the wedding band that I've seen is gold. And yeah, I just really want this to match. So we're getting it sized and changed to gold, which then I think it'll be perfect. I mean, it already is perfect. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but the man is just going to change it to gold for me. So it's the exact same ring, all the same diamonds, but just the band will be changed. I got engaged. I felt awkward. It was so weird. I felt like I didn't want to overpost about it. I didn't want to show my ring. I put like one picture up and didn't even say how the engagement happened. I felt like I kept it really private. Purely because at first you're not thinking of like that. You're just, well, I wasn't. I was thinking of, like, I was in the moment. I rang all my family and friends before I put it up. I didn't want them to hear from social media. And then I felt like after I put about 2 pictures up, I felt like people were probably going to be like, oh my god, we don't care. So I feel like I held back on the engagement post and I regret it so much now. I wish I posted. Yeah, it's something, if you are newly engaged or you do get engaged, don't hold back. You can post all you want. It's one time in your life where you can just be like this all the time. And it's not about social media, but if you want to post. Don't feel like people are going to be sick of hearing you talk about it. It's a special moment. Yeah. Someone said, oh my god, there's a lot. How exactly did Sean propose and why have you chosen to have a wedding abroad? So I think I said it earlier, but Sean flew our family over for Boxing Day and then we were having our own Christmas Day, all of us together on the 27th. and we were doing a gallery wall in our house, and Sean was, we realised we had no family picture of all of us together, so Sean was like, let's get a picture today of all of us. So that was the plan. He went to training. He had my dad take me out all morning, distracting me with going to the shop and things, and I was like, I literally was in a tracksuit, hair on top of my head, like I'm not even showered probably. And he went to training, and then I came back and my mom was like, might as well just get dressed while we're waiting for time to pass for him to get back. So I did, and then Sean got back and was like, let's go for a walk. We have this amazing park like really near us. It's just beautiful, and we always go there with Champ. So we said we'd go there. The whole way down in the car, Westlife was playing. I always remember this part, and it's so weird. Westlife was playing. We got out, we walked a different route to normal, but I just assumed it was because it was kind of rainy and muddy. But no one was speaking, and it was really bothering me because I love to chat. And I was like rolling my eyes because I was like, everyone's moody. Sean kept like trying to hold my hand and like pull my arm and stuff. And we walked down a little bit, and then Sean was like, oh, let's go another way. And I was like, what is he doing? So we walked back the way we came, and on the walk back all my family stopped walking, and Sean like walked me ahead and was like, you know, I love you, said a few things, and then was like, I have something to ask you. And then I saw like a photographer walking towards me, and in my head I was like, okay, I feel like, is this happening, is it not? I don't want to react in case it's not. And then before I knew it, he was down on one knee, and then I cried. But I also was like, ah. You know, it's like your emotions don't show. So I cried, and then I stopped. And yeah, we just did it that way. It was simple. There was no like over the top like cheesiness, or yeah, it was like us. And I felt like it was the best way he could have done it, and the best way I could ever have imagined. Like I never would have imagined it that way. Yeah, it was really special. And I remember in that moment feeling like the park was so full, but it felt like it was just us, and I felt like time stood still for that bit. And then we walked ahead and actually got family pictures taken, which were like really lovely. Yeah, came back, had dinner, just celebrated, opened some champagne, and yeah, and well, actually I wasn't allowed to go back in the car with Sean. I was made wait in the car with my mom and dad, and when I went into the house, there was like balloons everywhere all over the kitchen, and the most amazing bouquet of roses in this black velvet box, these white roses with like diamonds on them, and just a little card saying the beginning of our forever, and a little picture of the two of us. And it was just, yeah, it was just the best day ever, and so special and so intimate, and I loved it. And why are we having a wedding abroad? We went to a wedding in 2019 actually. Was it 19? Yeah, it was our friend's wedding, and it was in Marbella. Not along, we would have said we only want an Irish wedding, and then we saw this wedding, and it was just amazing. It was like an Irish wedding in Spain, and it was warm, and everyone was just, it was a week of celebration, so I loved it. And yeah, we were like, why not? Especially because Sean we can only get married a certain time of the year because of his job, and for us we were like, let's make a holiday and a wedding. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the wedding cake, tiers, flavors, designs? We actually did some wedding cake tasting. Trace of Cakes is making our cakes in Cork, and she is the best I have seen. The best. She's amazing, and she sent us cake flavors straight away, and she's just so helpful. And I told her I don't really have a set design that I want, so we're going to work together and try and make something. I don't think a cake has to be huge. I just don't, it's not really a personal thing for me. I mean, they're beautiful, but yeah, I feel like I'm not really fussy. How did you choose your bridesmaids? Being honest, I could have had 20 bridesmaids. I'm so close with all my family, I have so many lovely friends, but obviously you can't have everyone. So I matched Sean's number, who would have had more as well if he could have. And I just picked people who have gone through certain things with me, who I'm really close with, who I know on the day will be the best people to have by my side. And I feel like that's a really important thing for a bride. You rely on your bridesmaids so much, especially on the day. So just pick people who I knew would make it fun, who all have different things they can help me with. How did you ask your bridesmaids? So I actually ordered these quite fast as well. I ordered these white boxes from Etsy. There's so many options as well. I just picked the first ones I saw, and you get all their names personalized. You choose the color, so I did white and gold, and I just put little things inside them. So I can't remember what I put, you know. I put a little makeup bag that said bridesmaid. I put a champagne glass with their names on it, a white champagne glass with their names on it that I also got on Etsy. I put a wedding day Yankee candle in there, a mini one. I actually need to check this because I can't remember. That's really bad. Oh, and I put a bottle of Bottega Gold champagne. It's a mini one in there, and then just a card that says I can't say I do without you, and then just like little stuffing paper. I can put them down below. And then for my flower girl and page boy, I got bunnies made on Etsy. So a grey and blue one for my page boy Rico, and then a white and like pink flowered one for my flower girl Ada, and just said, Ada May, will you be my flower girl? Rico, will you be my page boy? And on the ears it had like page boy and flower girl in their names. They're really cute, and I feel like I want them to hold them on the wedding day. Will you have an engagement party? I feel like COVID took a lot of engagement things away from us. An engagement party, meeting your bridesmaids for lunch and trying on dresses, and meeting with your wedding planner and doing all these things I haven't been able to do. Probably a little bit sad, but I can't let it ruin the experience either, because maybe I will get it this year, and I know there's people who are much worse off because of COVID, so I don't want to sound like out of touch, but obviously it is a special time as well that you look forward to, and that's been taken. But I think we are going to have a party if we can, fingers crossed, this year at home with all our family and friends, and call it a pre-wedding party. I think everyone needs any reason to have a drink and dance, and yeah, just an excuse. Where do you plan on buying your dress? Here in the UK, no, here or in the UK? You will be a stunning bride. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at home if I can. I have booked for London, so I'm excited to try them on there if I can. But who knows? I feel like you don't know till you have it on. You're like, yes, this is it. This is the moment. So yeah. Is Champ coming to the wedding? We're working on it. We're working on it. And that's all I'm gonna say. I want him to be the ring bearer, but you know. Engaged just over a year. Where do you even start with the planning? Look, best thing to do is have your date set, pick your venue, and I would say get your music sorted. In my opinion, those are the three best things you can have done straight away. The rest will come. There's lovely books and stuff you can get. I have like a wedding planner. I can link them below. They're super helpful. They help you budget. They help you tell you when you should be doing this and that. And I feel like it's really good for anyone who is doing it themselves or just wants to have an extra bit of help. So I can link them below. Did you have any idea, and was being so young ever a fear? So no, I said that already. I've never had like an idea. I never had an idea it was happening. Being young, I get asked this a lot. No, I feel like anyone who knows me and Sean kind of probably knew that was coming. I know I'm 23, so it probably is quite young. But when I've been with Sean 5 years now, so I think people know. I mean, we live together, we have a house together. It just kind of happens. So I don't think anyone was like, oh, she's too young. I mean, if you were, yeah, I feel like if anyone does say that, it's probably a bit old-fashioned. Like, I'm like, there's no, like, if it's right, it's right. No one can tell you when is the right time except the couple themselves. You know, pipe down. I'm joking. Has COVID affected your wedding? No, it hasn't affected the wedding. Has it affected the planning? Yeah. Has it affected the celebration? But you know, what can you do? I feel like that's it. Everything is probably the same, repetitive, so I don't want to keep repeating myself. But yeah, look, I'll take you all on the journey with me. I'm gonna vlog as much as I can. This is the wedding diary series, so there'll be a few of these hopefully throughout the year. And anyone who is getting married or any bride to be, like anyone at all, you can send me a message on social media. It's linked below. I'll help if I can, and we can do this together. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and tune in for the next video. Bye.
Wish that I could find the words to describe you now, as I'm lying next to you and the world goes quiet. Wish that I could make you see how you fit me perfectly, and I fall for you again. We've been through it all. You're the one who understands. In a world where hope grows thin, you've completed me. And the story left within tells me how